Well, it's been a really interesting debate today, really listening at all the benefits and the importance that the oceans bring to economies. But I'm here representing the travel and tourism private sector and the voice of our sector. And so what we know is about 50% of all tourism activity happens in coastal areas. So it's obviously significantly important, but we play a role not only in preserving this important area, but also in looking at how we can mitigate and adapt to the impacts of climate change. The World Travel and Tourism Council is a private sector membership organization. So we bring together around 200 of the top businesses around the world. We were founded about 30 years ago by companies like American Express, American Airlines, British Airways, and Marriott. And the challenge was to bring the whole travel and tourism sector together, not just the airlines, the hotels, but the whole ecosystem across travel and tourism. Today we've had a really interesting debate about the importance of oceans and how they play a role in the economy, in society as a whole, and the role that we all play in preserving them. And from a travel and tourism perspective, again, this is essential because as I said, 50% of our tourism activity happens near coastal areas. So everything we do, but it's important to consider that it's activities that happen on Earth that will impact the ocean and that will make sure we preserve the health of these really important ecosystems. It's a very tricky thing to balance. I think at the EU level, we see very important regulation happening, and sometimes this regulation gets in the way of growth and competitiveness. And one of the things we advocate against. Our sector is already extremely regulated and taxed, so we need to look at where more support is needed for the benefits of travel and tourism to really go across everything, societies, the economies, and for our sector to really thrive as we make these important green and digital transitions. So our sector has a history of resilience. We tend to recover, and we've always broken records. We tend to recover faster than we expect. We just experienced the pandemic a few years ago, and we were hit 18 times more than the global economy. So we've expected, some people were forecasting our sector not to recover until this year or even next year. And the surprise, once again, is that our sector showed that true resilience, and all regions had recovered by the end of 2024. So we expect tourism to continue to be a crucial economic activity worldwide. We know people want to get out there. Travel means so much for business and so much for people. And that's not going to change. But we just need to adapt as a sector to the challenges and the opportunities of new technologies such as artificial intelligence to make sure that our future is sustainable, not just for the environment, but also for our people. This event was a very important debate around the blue economy and that potential that oceans have. From our perspective, it was really important because last November, we launched a piece of research at COP29 in Baku during Oceans Day, showing the investment needed for tourism and the sector to decarbonize its coastal activities. So we know that roughly about up to $65 billion are needed annually for us to decarbonize our activities and to implement mitigation and adaptation strategies. Now, it sounds like a big amount and a big investment. It needs to come from all different stakeholders. Public and private sector need to work together in order to achieve this.